There's a kind of exhaustion that comes from doing everything right and still feeling behind. You budget carefully. You try to cut expenses. You skip luxuries. You say no to things. And somehow, money still disappears faster than it comes in. That feeling can make people hopeless. Because eventually you start wondering, how much more can I realistically cut? And honestly, that's a fair question. There comes a point where survival is not just about spending less. It's also about finding ways to create more breathing room. Not overnight success. Not unrealistic hustle culture. Not working yourself into the ground. Just practical ways to survive financially when life feels expensive. And today, that's what we're talking about. Income survival strategies. Simple ways to reduce pressure, create options, and regain a little control during hard financial seasons. Because sometimes even small extra income can completely change a family's stress level. An extra $100, an extra $300, an extra cushion between you and panic. That matters more than people realize. A lot of people are surrounded by unused money. Old electronics, unused tools, furniture, clothes, kitchen items, exercise equipment, things sitting in closets, garages, storage bins, and spare rooms. And during hard times, unused items can become emergency cash. One family spent a weekend clearing out their garage and made over $1,000 selling things they hadn't touched in years. Not because they were wealthy, because modern life creates clutter quickly. And clutter often hides value. Even small sales help. $20 here, $50 there. It adds up. And beyond the money, decluttering also reduces mental stress. A cleaner space often creates a calmer mind. Summary. Unused items can become financial breathing room during hard seasons. Removing some of the clutter also provides a bit of relief from that overwhelmed feeling. Finally, a little bit of extra cash can go a long way toward helping reduce your stress and finding a bit of calm in the storm. This is important because many people think extra income requires starting a giant business. It doesn't. Sometimes survival starts with one useful skill. Simple examples: lawn mowing, pet sitting, house cleaning, basic video editing, Facebook marketplace flipping, babysitting, simple handyman work, pressure washing, tutoring, delivery driving. You don't have to move people, just stuff. You do not need perfection. You need usefulness. One man started mowing lawns on weekends using equipment he already owned. At first it was just extra grocery money. A year later, it became a meaningful side income stream. Small skills create options, and options reduce fear. Summary. Useful skills create financial flexibility. There are many people out there who started off just trying to make a little extra money, only to find that they enjoyed the side hustle more than their full-time job, then managed to drop the 9-to-5 altogether because their side business was so successful. Maybe that would work for you too. Everyone has danger zones financially. For some people, it's restaurants. For others, online shopping, convenience stores, Target runs, gas station snacks, and digital spending makes overspending feel invisible. I have been shocked to see and hear how the younger generation doesn't seem to understand that cash is money. That's why cash works, especially if you're struggling. If dining out is your weak spot, withdraw a set amount for the week. When the cash is gone, you stop spending. One woman said switching to cash completely changed her awareness because she physically felt money leaving her hands. That emotional connection matters. Summary. Cash creates stronger spending awareness than cards. Better yet, while your cards may have a seemingly unlimited budget, you will run out of cash. That empty wallet or envelope provides a visual and physical reminder that you've hit your limit. You have to stop. Reset. Wait until your next budget period starts to pick up this activity again. These payment systems are everywhere now. Many online purchases now come with this awesome pop-up offer on purchases as little as $100, and companies market them as harmless. Only 4 easy payments. Small monthly installments. no money up front. But here's the danger. Tiny payments stack up quietly. And eventually, people forget how many future payments they already committed to. One couple realized they had accumulated 6 separate installment plans at the same time. Individually, they seemed manageable. Together, they became overwhelming. Future payments create future stress. And during unstable financial seasons, simplicity matters more than convenience. Summary. Small payment plans can quietly create large financial pressure. I recall once that we purchased an item with 0% financing for 12 months. The good news is that we did manage to complete the payment plan and have no interest. The bad news is that it gave me a false sense of confidence. I thought I could do that repeatedly. It didn't work out so well for future luxury expenses. Carefully consider whether you can actually meet the payment terms before taking up this type of financing. This one is difficult because modern culture normalizes financing almost everything. The buy now, pay later deal is especially appealing for wants. It's only $39 a month. Furniture, phones, vacation packages, electronics. But debt turns temporary excitement into long-term pressure. And during affordability crises, monthly obligations become emotionally heavy. One family decided to stop financing non-essential purchases completely for 1 year. No store financing, no easy monthly payments, no impulse upgrades. That single decision dramatically reduced their stress. Because freedom matters more than temporary excitement. Summary. Every financed purchase reduces future breathing room. You are literally selling your future peace of mind by agreeing to make payments. If the purchase is truly a need, not a want, then try to save the money and make the purchase with payment in full. You may find that some smaller items can be sacrificed to help you save. Then you may also find that those so-called sacrifices don't even need to be resumed. It's worth a try. A lot of people avoid saving because they think, what's the point? I can't save thousands. But small emergency funds matter enormously. Even $100, $300, $500 can prevent panic. Without savings, every flat tire becomes a crisis. Every repair becomes an emergency. Every surprise bill creates fear. But even tiny savings create emotional stability. One woman said having her first $500 emergency fund completely changed how she felt emotionally. Not because it solved every problem, because it gave her options. Summary. Small savings create emotional protection. My emergency fund was literally born out of frustration with my bank. I was paying a monthly service fee of $7. $50 for an account that never had more than a couple $1,000s in it. When I realized that a minimum balance of $500 meant no service fee, I decided to save enough to keep that balance, but I subtracted it from my checkbook balance. The checkbook would show that I had $100, but there was actually $600 there. It worked. It saved me $7.50 each month, $90 per year. Do you have a similar situation? This sounds simple, but small efficiencies matter right now. Instead of multiple trips throughout the week, combine errands into one route. Truly, write your list of stops in order to make one loop instead of backtracking. It will save time and money. You save gas, time, energy, impulse spending. Because every extra trip creates opportunities for unnecessary purchases. One father realized his quick store trips almost always turned into $20 or $30 purchases. Once he started batching errands, those extra expenses dropped dramatically. Summary. Efficiency reduces hidden spending. Most of us have trouble going into a store and buying only what we actually need. There's always a sale or something that catches our eye that we really didn't plan to purchase. A list is your safest option when you want to avoid unnecessary expenses. It's the same with your time. Make that list of stops. Have a specific shopping list or purpose for each stop. Don't go anywhere else. Just take care of business and head back home. You'll be glad you did when your money starts to go farther. One cooking session can become multiple meals. This is a sneaky way to talk about meal prepping. This saves money, energy, time, stress. Examples: large soups, pasta dishes, rice meals, chili, casseroles. Leftovers reduce temptation to buy takeout during busy or emotional moments. One mother started cooking double portions every Sunday. By Wednesday, stressful evenings no longer automatically meant expensive drive-through dinners. Summary: cooking once can save money multiple times. Currently, the average cost for a standard drive-through meal is well over $10. My wife and I easily spend $25 just on a quick burger and fries run to a fast food restaurant. Imagine how much better you'd feel knowing that you have plenty of options already at your fingertips. At home. This saves time, money, and pays dividends when you factor in the additional peace of mind, quality time with pets, family, friends, or just a little peace and quiet at the end of a long day when you need it most. This is incredibly powerful during unstable seasons. Ask yourself, what is the minimum amount required for survival? Housing, utilities, food, transportation, medicine. Everything else becomes secondary. This does not mean life stays this strict forever. It simply creates clarity during hard times. It provides structure, routine. One couple used a bare minimum budget during a temporary job loss period. Instead of panicking emotionally, they focused on protecting essentials first, and that clarity helped them survive. Summary: knowing your survival number reduces financial fear. If you compare your income to your expenses and see that you have enough to get by, and maybe save a little, you will gain some peace, probably even some confidence that you can get through this crisis. Sometimes people become so focused on side income that they accidentally damage their primary job performance. Protect your main income first. That means getting enough rest, showing up consistently, staying organized, protecting your reliability. Because stable income matters enormously during uncertain times. Summary: your primary income source deserves protection and stability. Don't let a side job make you so tired and overwhelmed that your primary income source is in jeopardy. Make sure you give yourself some love, some downtime, some time for that most critical of survival tools: self-care. Stress makes wants feel urgent. The reality is, they are not. You convince yourself, I deserve this. I need a reward. I'll feel better after buying this. And sometimes you might feel better briefly. But emotional purchases often create regret later. Pause and ask, is this solving a problem or soothing an emotion? That question alone can prevent a lot of unnecessary spending. Summary: emotional wants often disguise themselves as needs. If you're like most people, you may have a spare room full of wants that are collecting dust. Things you bought because you'll use it someday. Maybe there was a great sale. Maybe you just feel guilty throwing it away. The first step here is awareness. If you can pause long enough to consider whether this looming purchase is a want versus a need, you're heading in the right direction. A lot of people become discouraged because financial recovery feels slow. The emergency fund is small. The margin between expenses and income is narrow. There isn't enough time. But survival is rarely dramatic. It usually looks like one paid bill, one avoided purchase, one extra savings deposit, one smarter decision, repeated over and over. Just one thing can change your outlook. And eventually, those small decisions change your life. Summary: slow progress is still progress. Remember to mark those occasions when progress occurred. It helps me to make a list of those goals, no matter how small, so that I can mark them off as they are completed. This action provides visual and physical proof that you are making progress. Every step forward is worth celebrating. If you're struggling financially right now, I want you to remember something important. You do not need to become wealthy overnight. You just need more breathing room, more stability, more options. And sometimes small changes create bigger emotional relief than people expect. One side income, one avoided debt payment, one emergency fund, One smarter habit. Those things matter. And in the final video of this series, we're going to talk about long-term survival and hope. How to build a simpler, more stable life after financial hardship. How to stop chasing constant upgrades. And how to create peace even during uncertain times. Because survival is not just about making it through hard seasons. It's about building a life that feels calmer on the other side. So watch the final video in the series. Because the last step is learning how to move forward with wisdom, simplicity, and peace. Before you go to the next one, if you found value in this video, please like and subscribe to help my channel grow. If there's a particular topic you'd like me to explore, please let me know in the comments. Finally, look in the description for a link to an awesome book on frugal living that I believe will benefit you on this journey.